Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, there's no one here, but we are indeed live. Nobody's watching this. Okay. It appears that no one is watching this. And then 3 people pop up. What's up? Hello, people. Today is a day of Saturn. Today is Saturn Day. It is the day of the Sega Saturn, but I do not own a Sega Saturn. So that's not good. Hello. Bunch of people pop up. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Today is the day of the Saturn, and yeah, how's everyone doing on this day? I just destroyed my Bissell Helix from a bad motor. It caught fire. Well, that's not good. My bagless one caught fire about a year ago. Everything Samsung Pro says hi. Got 7 people currently in the chat. And a fake Samsung Galaxy S4. Hello. There's now 103 cases in Arizona. That is wonderful. And I mean that in a very sarcastic way. I don't know how many cases are here in Illinois, because however many is too many. I've been mostly just sleeping in Animal Crossing for me today. Oh, it's been mostly just sleeping in Animal Crossing for me today. Yeah. I loved Hugh Jeffrey's videos. Yeah. I still like him too. I just saw his new video on the Note 7, which is really nice. Thought it was, I'll be honest, I thought it was kind of weird how he didn't credit me at all, but either way, I was happy to help him out with getting both of those fixed, both those Note 7s, and I'm glad that he was able to get them working, and I'm definitely happy to see him working, especially that silver one, because I really like the silver one. And since he was able to get it unlocked and everything, obviously the Ryzen one doesn't need to be unlocked, because those are unlocked already. But that is really nice how he's able to do that. Shot motors suck. I lost a Whirlwind Light to a shot motor. Yeah. My Fury is, my 10 amp Fury is probably about to have a shot motor, because the motor does not sound very good. But yeah. Yeah, so I did leave a comment on Hugh Jeffrey's video saying, "Hey, I'm glad we're able to fix it," and he hearted it and said, "Thanks, mate," which was cool. But you know, he did credit the Alliance and everything, but I thought it was, I don't know, I'm just still kind of weirded out by that. Is it not? Grant, I never mentioned it. I just assumed that hey, if you helped someone out, then they kind of give you credit for it. But I guess not. Is that not how it's supposed to go? Is it? I don't know. I've never helped out I never helped out a really big YouTuber with something like that before. I came close with helping out Barnacules Nerdgasm fix his Note 7, which he's a multi-million uh, subscriber YouTuber. But we just never had the time. Well, I had the time, but he never had the time for us to sit down and work that out. Maybe I should probably send him another message on Twitter and see if his See, maybe because of this whole COVID thing, he'll have more time, and we can maybe work on getting getting his Note 7 fixed, which was also an AT&T Note 7, just like the one that Hugh Jeffries just fixed. In my defense, I never fixed an AT&T unit before. I had only fixed T-Mobile and primarily Verizon units. So I was able to help greatly with the Verizon unit. In the case of the AT&T unit, I did help him get the right firmware, but and I even gave him a bunch of links to new parts and stuff, Hugh Jeffries. He didn't end up using them though, just because I'm assuming he wanted. I mean, he never said this, but I mean, at least not that I can remember. But I'm assuming because the parts that I sent him were designed for the FE, and I assumed he wanted Note 7 only parts. But then he installed the Note FE battery in the Note 7, so maybe because he wanted the screen. Because I sent him a link to a couple of display replacements when he was having issues with the first one, and maybe he didn't want them because they didn't say Samsung on the front because they were from Korean units, but he didn't say that, so at least I don't remember. It's been a while since I looked back at our emails, but I thought that was kind of weird. Let me look back through our emails, but yeah, because he even put the point in about the restore failing in the video, which was nice because they were able to kind of make a point about that, which I had somehow, well, I didn't forget, it's just I didn't know which bootloader his phone was on, at least I don't think. Again, I'm going to stop memory here, but I don't know why I clicked on this and it didn't load. Wait a minute, I'm such a jackass. So apparently the most recent never mind, I'm fucking stupid. So apparently the most recent email that he sent me was saying that the restore failed. I thought I had responded to this, but I guess the email didn't send. So as a result, okay, now I understand. Wow, I feel like shit. Yeah, so apparently my most recent email that I sent was before he had issues. So that's why he didn't credit me. Okay, because I left him hanging on the last. Oh, that's great. I feel fucking useless. Never mind. So yeah, ignore everything I said. I was terrible because I didn't respond to his most recent email, which was almost a month ago. Which explains why he didn't credit me, because I left him hanging on the failed restoration. What? I'm pissed off now. I'm thoroughly pissed off because the email that I went to send apparently never sent. So when I was waiting for him to respond to my most recent email, it turns out I never sent my most recent email. And it's gone now. So, according to this, I just left him on restore fails, see photos, and apparently that's annoying. I'm an asshole. And did I just break my iPhone? Okay, I didn't. Case on it. It's weird, when I got my S9 Plus, it had the T-Mobile logo and the T-Mobile bloatware, and when I put in my AT&T SIM card, it had the AT&T logo and AT&T bloatware. Yeah, they're supposed to do that. Sorry, I just gotta send this email real quick. Yeah, sorry if I'm not reading the chat right now. I'm trying to figure out why this email didn't send, and now I'm fucking pissed off. So apparently, because my most recent email didn't send, all of this work was for nothing. Granted, I wasn't expecting like, oh, hey, thank you so much for. Well, then again, I guess isn't that kind of what? But, but I fucked up obviously. So it's like, why would you credit me for something when the most recent email that I sent left you hanging, or when I didn't respond to your most recent email that you were having issue with the fucking binaries. Hey, look at this. I hate Shark Rocket. Chapter. I have no idea what anyone here is talking about. Powerhead broke. No, I already said if the binary is higher on the ROM you're attempting to install versus the ROM, you usually won't be able to install that firmware. If that's the case, Odin will fail flashing the ROM. If it was to fail, would it be stuck? No. Restore fails. Okay, so I already mentioned the difference with the binaries. Hey, don't worry about it. I understand you're frustrated if it means anything. I'm genuinely grateful that you thank me, though I don't expect anything. I think of it as a friend helping out. Boppo to send me shit. No use complaining. But yeah, so okay, so for those unaware of what's going on, yes, I know. I just read the super chat. Thank you, Bappo sent $10, and I really appreciate it, even though he didn't have to. But I'm not gonna complain about it. So again, thank you. So the issue was is I've been Hugh Jeffries, who is a YouTuber who does repairs on phones and stuff. He's got about last I checked, he's got about 300,000, just over 300,000 subscribers. Actually, over 3,500,000 subscribers. And I have been emailing him back and forth because he posted in the Note 7 Alliance Facebook group asking about how to get his phones fixed. I've been emailing him back and forth, giving him all sorts of information uh, about how to get them working again, sending him links to parts, and answering questions about binaries and about getting the devices working, getting them downgraded, all that stuff, how to do that. And so in my most recent email that I was going to send to regarding the binaries, apparently I missed out on that email. So the most recent email that he sent, which is the most recent email in our email set, was saying that the flash failed because of the binary, which he covered in the new video, and said that he found the firmware, which is I'm still trying to figure out, going through these emails, if I ever sent him a firmware that worked, or if he got, because if none of the emails that I sent regarding, because I know I tried multiple different emails and the links kept going down. Like I would send him a link and by the time he clicked on it, it would go down, and links to download the firmware. So I'm trying to figure out uh, if I ever even got him one that was working for the. I could have sworn I did. And even if I didn't, I would have thought like, hey, me and Telltech Studios and I kept trying to find the correct firmware, but we didn't find the right ones. Eventually, I was able to find this one, and it finally did work. But it was like nothing like that. It was like I never even talked to him. In the entire video or in the description, it was like no mention at all of this entire thing. So it's like, okay. And again, it's like I wasn't emailing him because I was like, ooh, this is going to get me a shout out. But it was just like, I mean, because he mentions all his other videos, like, oh, I got this phone off this person, you know, this person helped me with this, blah, blah, blah. And, so I thought it'd be like, hey, we were trying to figure it out, but it wasn't, a bunch of stuff wasn't working. But eventually we figured it out. Like, that's what I would have thought. And again, it's like, I assumed that he would have, but again, it's like I left him on his most recent email, so I guess his logic was, well, he didn't respond to me, so F that, which is understandable, but it's like you're telling me that because the stupid email didn't send and because I was a jackass and I didn't check that the email sent, all of this was for nothing. That's what you're telling me. And I can't even be mad at that, because it's like, I don't know. So it's kind of hard for me to not feel like I was a failure whenever it's like I spent all this time helping this person and it wasn't even like because I forgot to reply to the fucking email that, or the reply didn't even send. I don't. This was February 26th was the last, which is almost a month ago. God damn it. It's possible that he just forgot to mention you in the script or however he preps his videos. Common mistake. I first emailed him back in like November, October or November. Right? Let me go back. When was the when did yeah, November 9th, 2019 was the first time that he sent me an email. November 9th. Granted, you could argue that I didn't actually, it wasn't till a week after that that I started actually sending ROMs and stuff. Just over a week. It was 10 days after that of us talking back and forth where I finally started sending ROMs and giving more tips about it and everything. But that was mid-November. It is late March. And he just uploaded the video a couple hours ago. So it's like, that's what? November, December, January, February, March. That's 4 months. So you're saying 4 months of, trying to help him out and everything wasn't even worth a mention. Maybe he didn't want to mention me because he thought that since we didn't get it working that it would make it seem like I wasn't very helpful, but you would think that'd be something that you would like tell me about. Be like, "Hey, right? I don't know." But I guess again, because granted he had my Twitter as well, but it's like, since I didn't respond to his email, then I guess that just erases everything. Maybe, I don't know. This is the first time I've ever helped out like another like high end YouTuber with anything. Also, another thing that was kind of weirded out about is he was like, "Oh, because of Wikipedia, I found this out, and oh, because of this other thing, I found this out." And I'm like regarding the IMEIs being blacklisted on the Note 7s. He was like, "According to Wikipedia, the IMEIs were blacklisted." And I'm like, "I told you that they were blacklisted because I fixed these things and I've tried to activate these phones. They are for a fact blacklisted in many different countries." So what was the point of me saying that if you're just like, "Oh, Wikipedia says they may or may not have been blacklisted"? Like and people were also asked, like, responding to his tweets saying, "Oh, I think," asking questions about it, and I was responding saying, "No, they do this," or like regarding the kill update, some people were saying, "Oh, maybe because of that, it won't have," I forgot what the issue was. There was like another thing where it was like, "Oh, maybe it'll do this," and I'm like, "No." And I'm like, also Samsung Pay was blocked. Like I mentioned that, how Samsung Pay and all the MST transaction stuff is blocked because Samsung blocked it on their servers. Again, that's something he mentioned in the video, but maybe he already knew it, so that's not really worth crediting because that wasn't new information that he figured out. So that I understand, but in case of like the IMEI thing, it's like, I don't. Did I even mention how I tried to activate a Note 7 and it didn't work? Because yeah, like I tried multiple Note 7s and I tried to activate them and get them working, and they blacklisted them. So that's a fact. They blacklisted all the Note 7s on Verizon in the US. So you cannot use them on Verizon. And but apparently they were blacklisted according to Wikipedia. But yeah, so never mind. I shouldn't even be upset because it's like obviously I shouldn't be expecting any recognition for trying to help because it's like it didn't work. So I didn't respond to his newest email. So yeah, obviously it's like why he just stopped responding to me. So why would I give him credit for anything? And that video, last I checked, that video had like what 12,000 views or something like that. Obviously, it just came out, so if that gets hundreds of thousands, millions of views, like it's huge efforts. I expect that video to get maybe 1 million views. You know, imagine if like 5% of those people, you know, knew about it, or if they knew about it and like 5% of those people came over to the channel and you know liked it, and then I got more people watching the videos. I don't know. Oh well. What does it say? Favorite vacuums. That's a good list. It got very quiet. Yes. My favorite's just Power Force Helix Turbo or 1701R. This Power Force Turbo 65 Turbo. Why that? Probably my favorite vacuums would be probably number 1, the Power Glide Platinum. Number 2, the Fury. Number 3, the Power Force Bagged. Number 4, probably the... Number 4, probably the original Power Glide. Number 5, probably the Thunder. is twitchy. For some reason, I don't know what happened, but I like literally slept for most of the day. I don't know what happened, but for some reason I slept for like maybe like 15 out like 15 16 hours, something like that. I don't know how that even happened, but somehow that happened. Also, it seems like no one in this chat is even like even remotely interested in action in like anything tech related, just all vacuums, which is fine, I guess, but it's, I don't know, like is it wrong of me to think that I would get credited for helping someone if I didn't respond to their most recent email? Is that not right? I don't know. Maybe I was expecting too much. Not even like a shout out, but just like, hey, thanks for trying to help. I don't know. I guess I'm wrong to think that. I don't know. Just doesn't really make me feel exactly useful when it's like I tried and I still helped a little bit. I don't know. My Note 7, I put my Note 7 back in the box, but I still got it. And now my back hurts, which is annoying. My chest was hurting really bad last night, which is not good. I got a Wii U, Note 4, and an NES and a tech lot for $15. Oh, that's cool. No, you aren't wrong per se. When he said that he looked at Wikipedia for the IMEI, it almost sounded like he was avoiding something. Let's just watch this dude. I don't think he would copyright claim me for watching the video because it's a really nice video and I still really really like the video. So let's just watch it, see like you see what I'm talking about. So if I look up Note 7, you can see right here from Hugh Jeffries restoring the explosive recalled Galaxy Note 7. Let's watch this video real quick. Because it is a really nice video. And you can see, super happy that we got it able to charge limit off this, even though I sent the wrong firmware at first. But hey, it made a cool segment of the video. Thankfully, everything worked in the end. You see, I got a few. Yeah, so a few responses. Granted, I don't even know if this is because this comment wasn't pinned or anything. Which, I mean, if I was Hugh, I would have pinned the comments. People at least see it. Because otherwise, people could just think that, oh, this is just some random person trying to say they helped when they didn't, because it wasn't mentioned in the video. So it's like, but yeah, you can see he did link the Alliance. He linked the Wikipedia page, linked his Twitter and Instagram, and all the usual stuff. Let's see. Yeah, isn't this the link that I sent to him? Or did I send him a different one? I don't even remember. Whatever. Affiliate links, I fixed it, yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Recalled, banned on flights, explosive. It's the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Hi guys, welcome back to another Hugh Jeffries video. In this video, I'm going to be resurrecting the phone Samsung doesn't want you to remember, the Galaxy Note 7. Known for its widespread overheating batteries, which cause devices to violently catch fire and melt, you can say Samsung made the hottest phone of 2016.
Ha.
Released on the 19th of August
I miss my
2016,
silver
this
Note
phone
7.
was very
It was very,
short-lived,
very pretty.
being recalled only 14 days later due to a major battery flaw. Replacement units were given, however, shortly after, the replacement devices began catching fire, and the Note 7 was officially discontinued on the 11th of October 2016. As of early 2017, Samsung has recalled more than 96% of all Note 7 phones, which makes the very few left extremely rare and collectible items. I have a total of 3, a silver AT&T, black Verizon, and a black Fan Edition model. All are in need of repair, and in this video I'm going to be working on the silver AT&T model. I received this device without a battery and back cover. The display is also cracked, so that will be needing replacement. In terms of parts, I will be needing a new display, back, camera lens, and a safe aftermarket battery. Parts for the Note 7 phones are hard to come by, as many websites don't allow sales of these phones or parts. I was able to find some replacements on AliExpress, in the hopes to make this a safe phone.
See there also, because he mentioned how I managed to find some replacements on AliExpress. You also found replacements on eBay because I sent you eBay links to parts. I sent eBay links for new batteries, eBay links for new display assemblies. I may have missed the back panel, but that's the only one where I don't remember exactly if I sent him a link to a new back panel. I thought I did, but I know I for sure sent links to new display assemblies, which is this, and new batteries, which the batteries that I sent didn't have dents in them like this one does, and they were good quality batteries. So yeah, so I think would have been, I don't know why he didn't say, oh, I found replacements on eBay and on AliExpress, but I chose to go with AliExpress. I don't know, especially because he already had the issue where he bought the screen, which you'll see in the video, where he bought a screen and the S Pen didn't work. So he sent me an email saying, hey, I just got a new screen off AliExpress, and the S Pen doesn't work. And I said, okay, well, first try, since you have a Note 8, try the Note 8 S Pen, just to see if it's the pen itself or if it's the actual phone. And I said, if it doesn't work, here are links to replacement displays that should be good and shouldn't have any issues with the S Pens. And I sent eBay links. And I'm now, like, thinking back on it, maybe they didn't ship to Australia. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if there was any issue with. I don't remember. Maybe there was an issue with that, but it was never mentioned. Maybe I missed it. I don't know, but it was never brought up. So, yeah.
Note Fan Edition battery. However, all the batteries I could find were listed for the Note 7.
Unless I'm remembering it, because my memory sucks. So maybe I missed something. Maybe there was something that I. And this is why I hate talking about stuff like this, because I'll forget, and they'll be like, oh no, I said that. I'm like, I'm sorry, my memory is trash. So sometimes I'll forget stuff.
I purchased 2 batteries. One which looks like the original.
Let me look. Let me just look.
Lower capacity Fan Edition battery. However, both the listings that I purchased these batteries from advertised as the original Note 7 battery with a capacity of 3,500 milliamp hours. The battery model number also matches the one on the original Note 7 phone, which of course I'm trying to avoid. Now the only way I could tell I was getting a Fan Edition knockoff battery.
Plus there was another point where, looking back at my emails, where I sent an email with some information on January 19th, and then on February 15th I responded again saying, hey, I saw your tweet about the phones. It's like, why wouldn't you, like, when you, like, yeah, I follow you on Twitter, but it's like, why wouldn't you say, like, oh, by the way, they're also having this issue, so we can keep going from there. But, you know, I didn't really worry about it too much, because he said, oh, I'm not in a huge rush to fix them, you know, it's no big deal. You know, so I didn't really rush anything, but it's like, I don't know. And okay, let me go back and try to find the part where I was finding parts. So he asked me about firmware and stuff, because one of them got Google locked. Trying to find the correct firmware. Yeah, here it is. December 19th. So the styluses on the 8 and the 7 are interchangeable, so test them on opposite phones to see if the responsiveness changes. Sometimes it's the pen itself or the tip. Otherwise, here's a link to better quality screens. Only issue is they're from China, but they appear to be pulled from actual units. And then I sent an eBay link. Let me click on that link. I think they're out of stock. Plus free shipping. Yeah. So 118 bucks for new Note 7 LCDs. Granted, in the listing that I sent, you could argue that since maybe they have like a scratch or two on them, that they're not. See, does it say that they'll only? No, yeah, here we go. Shipping and payment, United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada takes about 16 to 25 business days. So yeah, and he said he wasn't in a hurry. So yeah, the screens that I sent would have shipped to Australia. If I go back, and so I sent that email in December. Then a month later he says, doesn't mention it, but just says, "Oh hey, I accidentally FRP locked the black one," and like didn't even mention as far as it's like I sent links to replacement screens, and there was no like, "Oh hey, I would rather use AliExpress," or those ones, "I would like to find ones that are even better condition," or "shipping's too long," or something. But no, just like just completely ignores it. And again, maybe on Twitter he said something else. Maybe I missed a tweet, but it's like I'm emailing you back and forth for a reason. So it's like if there's something else that happens to him, because I keep saying, "Hey, any updates? What's going on with them?" Because I'm trying to get help you get them working. And again, like I can't be mad at like the lack of responding because I just did the same thing. But then again, if that's the case, then I don't really see how that would be a reason to not give credit, because I don't know. And I was honest. I was like, look, hey, with the FRP bypass, I'm trying to find different methods. Um, because I was trying to get him an FRP bypass, and I wasn't able to. So that's one thing where I wasn't unfortunately able to help as much with, because I didn't remember what method I used for the FRP bypass when the last time I FRP bypassed a Note 7. And wipe the cache, couldn't use 18 directly, so I paid something about it. And he also said, have you done this with an AT&T Note 7, flashing the ROM? This is at this point when he got it unlocked, but he still had to downgrade the 60%, which he mentions in this video. And I said, I haven't flashed an AT&T one, but I have flashed heaps of Verizon models as well as other AT&T Galaxies, and the process is identical. So I haven't specifically done an AT&T Note 7, but I've done AT&T phones and I've done Verizon and T-Mobile Note 7s. And the process is the same. The only difference is just finding the correct firmware. It's just, the only difference, obviously. And I also said, it is worth noting that Samsung has disabled Knox functions on the server end for your Note 7, so while Knox is present, you can't activate Samsung Pay or Gear VR on a stock Note 7. However, Secure Folder will still work as normal. He says, someone told me if the binaries are different, it won't downgrade. Apparently, it's a number on the firmware file. Is that true? Yes, that is true. If the binary is higher on the ROM you're attempting to install versus the ROM already on the device, you usually won't be able to easily install the firmware. If that's the case, Odin will simply fail at flashing the ROM. Although in my experience, I've been able to downgrade many 60% Note 7s just fine, even with different binaries, strangely enough. So I said exactly what I said. Um, I said, usually you cannot downgrade one with a lower binary, but I have personally gotten it to work. Doesn't mean that it's supposed to work, just means that it can. And I said that could be an anomaly between AT&T and Verizon units, though, since Verizon is the most common in my part of the US. Therefore, I've worked on these units the most and haven't had any issues with downgrading 60% white battery units, referring to Verizon Note 7s with white battery indicators and 60% updates. If it was to fail, would I be stuck with a bricked phone with no OS? In my experience, no. The only time that ever happened to me was when I tried to install the wrong firmware. In that case, I was trying to install T-Mobile firmware on a Verizon Note 7 and the phone boot looped, so I had to reflash the Verizon ROM and that fixed it. I've never had that issue with simply downgrading firmware. So if it fails, nothing will happen to the phone. It'll be just like before you try to flash the ROM. At least that's what I've experienced with flashing 50 plus phones in the past. Um, and then yeah, most recent thing, restore fails, see photos, and that's where I didn't respond. So, I said, hey, I sent this just a few minutes ago. Hey, my apologies for not responding earlier. I sent an email in response, but for some reason it didn't send. My apologies. It seems that you figured out the issue with the binary, so I'm glad you got that worked out. Again, sorry for not responding earlier. I should have double checked the email to make sure it went through before leaving you hanging. Is there anything that you still need help with for the other phones? So we'll see. Because I think last I heard, he got the black one uh, working as well and was able to source a good battery. And I don't know if he got a new screen for it yet. I don't remember because that one was locked. He managed to get that unlocked. Obviously, don't credit me for unlocking it because I didn't help get it unlocked. Um, so yeah, that would make sense. Anyways, everyone's talking about emotional stuff, and I'm just sitting here like ranting about. I'm like, where did I screw up? Like, how did I? Why did I? How did I screw up so badly that like, I, I don't know.
Was actually from the review of photos. And a closer inspection of these images revealed a 3,200 milliamp hour rating. So I ordered both batteries, and after they arrived, I could finally compare the two.
He spent 22. Well, then again, that's
You
Australian
can see the
dollars.
different designs of the two. Both are dated in 2019, which is well after the recall, and considering one doesn't even have the Samsung logo, these are clearly not original batteries. But what I'm more excited about is this milliamp hour rating capacity. Luckily, one of these walked up as 3,200 milliamp hours, and the model number of the battery matches the one of the Galaxy Note Fan Edition.
Mm.
The other battery, also dated in 2019, boasts a 3,500 milliamp hour capacity, which are the batteries known to catch fire, and has the same model number as the Galaxy Note 7.
Also, an interesting little note is that while people don't usually think about this nowadays, in the case of the Note 7s, whenever the first recall initially happened, all the defective battery cells were coming out of Korea. This one was made in China, so I believe that this one would still be a good quality battery. At least the battery itself. Maybe there's an issue with it being in the phone, like you mentioned later, where that could cause it to have issues. But my T-Mobile Note 7 is one that was manufactured in China, and it doesn't have any issues at all with the battery life or with battery capacity. It performs extremely well, and it does not get hot at all. It even performs better than every single Note 5, Note 8, and Note 9 that I've ever had. So it is the best performing Samsung phone heat-wise, and it also has really good battery life too. So I don't know if that's just obviously anecdotal evidence, which is not doesn't make up for obviously does not hold weight against statistics, but based off the original cases of these catching fire during the first recall and battery cells being specifically coming out of certain countries being defective, that's an interesting little note here. So I would be more worried about this battery if it was made in Korea, whereas if it's made in China, uh, very many of the defective phones that I'm aware of came out of Korea and not China. Because I know in the U.S. most of the ones that caught fire were, like because AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon units, I believe, in the U.S. were all made in Korea, whereas the T-Mobile ones were made in China. So I don't think any of the reported cases were T-Mobile, meaning would have the Chinese-made battery. but I could be remembering it incorrectly. But that's just a little side note that at least while this was first happening, there was a discrepancy between the countries of manufacture for the batteries and for the phones.
So I won't be using this battery in the phone. So it's finally time to test my Galaxy Note 7. As it didn't come with a battery when it was shipped internationally from the United States, I had no way of knowing if this even works. So with a couple of screws I undid the wireless charging coil and inserted the first battery. The cell just fits and has no breathing room, just like the original. And according to instrumental.com, this lack of spacing was apparently one of the reasons it overheated and caught fire. So we're not going to be using that battery. But this smaller capacity battery found in the Note Fan Edition, you can see has much more wiggle room and spacing to allow ventilation. So when we assemble this phone back together, we will put the safer, lower capacity battery inside. But for now, I'm going to use the more beefier of the two batteries to test out this phone. Powering it up, it booted up just fine, but I noticed a dead spot near the lower cracked part of the screen. The touch still functions and I was able to set up the device. You can see here that it comes up with a message saying the Note 7 has been recalled and banned on flights. You'll also notice that it says the battery capacity is limited to 60%. So we'll need to take care of that later on to see if we can bump that back up to 100% charging capacity. But for now the phone is functioning and we can navigate into settings and general management to see this really is a Galaxy Note 7 930A or AT&T model. So now that we can see the device functions, I'm able to figure out what needs attention. We'll need to replace the display, install a safe battery and a new back. I'll also have to attempt to remove the charging limit of 60% and unlock the phone from AT&T so I can use my Simmons phone. Luckily, AT&T offers a free unlock service. Unfortunately, this didn't work in my case and it was coming up as not being an AT&T device, which it clearly was. So I had to source the unlock code from a third party. While I was skeptical on what the outcome would be, I paid for $38.82 Australian or 25 US, and many days later I received an email saying they couldn't find the code. They had to search another database, but finally I received a code and could attempt the unlock process. So I inserted my SIM card into the Note 7 and entered the code that was sent to me from this website. After inputting the code, it was successful and I finally had network capability. The next thing we need to do is bring this phone back into pristine condition by installing that new screen. So I'm going to need to take out the speaker assembly. I can then unscrew two screws holding the motherboard in place, disconnect all the cables, and finally I'll be able to lift out the motherboard in one piece. I need to be careful when doing this because, as I said earlier, replacement parts are hard to come by, so I desperately don't want to damage anything inside this phone. With the motherboard removed, I can take out the earpiece, I can remove the sensor cable and the vibrate motor. This is usually stuck in quite well, so once you lift it up a bit, you can stick a spudger underneath to pry that out. Moving forward, we can remove the charging port.
Everyone's saying brothers and sisters for some reason.
Three screws, taking out the modular headphone jack and lifting the charging port out of place. It is held down with some light adhesive and some clips, so we'll need to be careful when removing that. Coming across to my new screen assembly, which includes a new frame as well, I can start by installing the charging port assembly, making sure it is aligned correctly, and then we can route it in its correct positions, reinstall the headphone jack and the three screws securing the whole dock connector in place. I can install the vibrate motor and earpiece again, and the sensor cable.
While your views are going down, what happened? What do you mean views?
So I was a bit skeptical on the condition of this replacement screen.
They are indeed wholesome. I love them too.
Repair and install the motherboard back into place. Once we have the motherboard installed, we can test out the phone to make sure the touch and S Pen functions are working on the display. Carefully routing and placing the motherboard back into place, I can connect up all of its relevant connectors and install a battery so we can get this phone tested.
Nobody likes tech reviews, buddy. Oh yeah, that explains why MKBHD and Austin Evans and Linus Tech Tips are like some of the highest sub-count YouTubers on the entire platform. That makes sense. Advertisements.
Wikibuy can save you money. It's a browser extension.
Flipping the device over, we can press and hold that power button, and thankfully we see the Galaxy Note 7 splash screen. Booting up the phone, I can go into the phone dialer and type in a special code here, which will bring up the diagnostic menu. From here, we can
What do you think about King of Random? I like the King of Random.
test out that S Pen functionality, and you can see that the S Pen barely works. So my
Yeah.
predictions were right. That S Pen cable was definitely damaged. The hover function also doesn't work, so this screen is absolutely garbage, and I definitely don't want to be putting this screen onto such a beautiful device. So I had to send it back via AliExpress return
Yeah.
and pay $20 in shipping, which I never got back. But I purchased a replacement display from a different seller, so hopefully this time it will work. And I left a special comment when I purchased it to make sure that they tested the S Pen functionality. I'm going to go ahead and do the same process as before and transfer the old parts from the old
So
frame.
again, he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me that he bought it from another seller from AliExpress. I sent the links to the eBay, and I just didn't get a response on that front. So I was kind of like, did you get a new screen? Because I know the one you got was bad, and you know, but at least he got a new screen and everything, so that's good.
We can test out this phone, and sure enough, this screen is working at least. But it's now time to test.
But thankfully, he got a good screen.
And you can see already it is working much better.
And I do still think that the screen that he got I do honestly think is better than the one that I sent. So I am glad that he got this screen instead of the one that I sent, because the one that I sent didn't even have the Samsung logo on the front, again, because it was an international screen. So this one looks a lot more, realistic, because obviously American phones had the branding on the front, so it looks like it is the correct screen.
To actually stick down that battery into place, I've installed the lower capacity 3,200 milliamp hour fan edition knockoff battery, and once that's installed, I can put back on the wireless charging coil, install its appropriate screws, and install the new back panel, which unfortunately doesn't say Note 7.
Oh yeah, Braden D says he's going to go and to have a good night. I hope you have a wonderful night as well. And he also said he liked watching tech reviews, which is good. So my plan is I assumed that he was gonna tell me hey, I'm rendering out the video now, or hey, I'm working on the video for it. So because what I wanted to do is I wanted to make my Note 7 review, and I wanted to have both the videos drop at about the same time. And of course this pops up, and it's like, okay, well now I gotta, so tomorrow I'm gonna try to get my Note 7 review kind of rushed out, but it's like I didn't say, but I probably should have mentioned it, but I wanted the both of the videos to come out at close to the same time. Or maybe, obviously Australia versus the US, so time zones are all different and everything. But I don't know. I should have probably said something about that, because yeah. It's like it's my fault for not mentioning that, but that's what I wanted to do.
We still have to tackle the issue of the not charging above 60% and prevent this phone from getting any future software updates which Samsung issued that limits the charge capacity to 0, completely bricking the device. As you can see, when the device reaches 60%, it just refuses to charge. It'll still connect to a computer or a device, but the battery percentage will never increase. So I'm going to downgrade my phone to a version prior to the charging limit. When downgrading a Samsung, you can only install the same or newer binary version.
Mm-hmm.
To check what binary you have, dial *#123# and check the number. For the Note 7, there are 3 versions. Version 3 is the 0% charge limit. Version 2 has 2 firmwares, the green battery update and the 60% limit, while version 1 is the stock release firmware. As I have version 2, I can revert back to the green battery update, which was issued to show users if they had an original or replacement Note 7.
Use the V10, not the Roomba. The Roomba wouldn't do a very good job. So use the V10.
After quite an extensive search, I found the firmware files I was looking for my AT&T Note 7. I transferred them across to a Windows PC and
again, I found and again, I understand because it's like the one that I said didn't work, the multiple ones that I send didn't work, but it's like you would think that you mentioned, oh, by the way, if you yourself are trying to find one of these, um, we were both trying to find firmwares for a long time, and they kept having issues. The downlinks kept going down. They kept not flashing correctly. You would think that'd be something to mention um, for the for anyone watching who might want to, because you mentioned the part about the binaries, which nobody would really need to know unless you're fixing a phone. So you would think that you would mention the issue with finding the correct firmware, and then being like, okay, but we did find one, so the link's in the description.
Track to the files. There should be four of these, and there should be one that's huge in size and the others aren't very big at all. I'll need to use these to restore my phone to the older version. I'll need to boot the phone into download mode by holding the volume down, power, and home buttons. I can then press the volume up to dismiss the warning, plug the device into a computer, and we're ready to go. The first time I restored the phone, it failed. The reason for this was I tried to go back to binary version 1, as I tried to install the original factory software that came with the device when these phones first released. As you can see here, it says Fuse 2, which means I'm on binary 2, and I was trying to downgrade to binary 1. This won't work. So, using the green battery update, which was also on binary version 2...
Well, my S10 Plus is at 5%. I'll see you on my S9 Plus. Okay.
And it should succeed. Running it through a restore, it didn't fail this time, and after about 15 minutes or so, the phone slowly progressed through the restore process. While that whole explanation might have sounded very confusing, once you get the grasp of how this downgrading works in the Samsung, it's really not that complicated. Eventually, the phone rebooted and I was able to set it up as brand new. As you can see, after leaving it on the charger, it is charged all the way to 100%. You'll also notice my battery icon is green, which means this is actually a replacement Galaxy Note 7. Now, to be able to connect this phone to the internet and cellular data, I'm going to install Alliance Shield X. This will block the software updates on the phone. I'll need to briefly connect to Wi-Fi to be able to log into my account, which I created on a computer. I'll need to scroll down and accept the terms and conditions of this app, and then quickly turn off Wi-Fi to prevent any software updates from installing on the phone. If an update is to install on this phone, it will enable the 0% charging limit and ultimately brick the phone, as it will update the phone to binary version 3. I'll enable Shield version 2, which doesn't require any sort of root, as well as Device Administrator, which gives the app all of the requirements it needs to actually stop these updates. I'll tap on the Enable Shield button and install a couple of other little pieces to the puzzle, which will stop the updates from this phone.
That's pretty much identical to what I did in my Shield video with my Verizon phone.
In settings, you can see tapping on the software update button does absolutely nothing. You'll also find the status of the Shield in the notification menu, which tells me this is not going to get any software updates. I will also occasionally get this message saying, unfortunately, software update has stopped working. And boom, we're done.
Boom, we're done.
Has been restored into pristine condition.
It's so pretty.
Installed, unlocked from AT&T in the US, and the charge limit has been removed. I'm glad I was able to remove the charge limit without ruining the phone or tripping knots. This phone functions as it would have when first released, although contactless payments such as Samsung and Google Pay won't work as they've been disabled through Samsung servers. I also purchased a Note 7 box separate, so while it's not original to this phone, it contains all the original accessories still sealed and unused. According to Wikipedia, the Note 7 was supposedly IMEI blocked in many countries, including mine. However, both of my US Note 7 phones work flawlessly on cellular networks. In fact, I used this phone for a whole week prior to repairing the screen and removing the charging limit. I also got a hold of a genuine LED view cover, which I found to be quite a cool case, with its screen displaying the time, charge percentage, and even notifications if set up. For those wondering how big this Note 7 recall was, the Los Angeles Times said the total cost of the recall to be at least $5.3 billion. so it's fair to say this phone is a keeper. I'll be doing more videos on my Galaxy Note 7 phones, including repairing my Verizon model and Note Fan Edition. I'll also be using this phone to see how it holds up after all these years without any updates. I hope you enjoyed this blast from the past, and on that note, this has been a Hugh Jeffries video.
I didn't even notice that. The blast from the past.
Checking out my phone restoration and Note 7 playlist for more videos just like this one. Also, make sure to follow me on my social media, link which is down in the description. That's all for this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, hey, there you are, PB68, man. Popping up right there. I was expecting the phone to explode. Well, why would you expect that? I'm back on my S9 Plus. Wonderful. Do 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 do. I like explosions. Haha. Thanks for your words. That's cool. So many lovely comments. Best video yet, you did the impossible. Fantastic. What happened? So if we search Note 7. Oh, look at that. My video is right there. My video is literally right below it. I didn't even notice that. My unboxing video is right below it. Wow.
Hosting a dinner party of your friends can be tough, so here's the thing. No one's gonna know it's store-bought.
What is up, guys? Intelitech Studios, and you guys just saw my unboxing of the original Galaxy Note. Now here's an unboxing of a very special Galaxy Note. Don't really see it. A AT&T silver unit and a black. This is a Sprint or T-Mobile, except these are dummy phones. These aren't the original functioning units. These are just display models that don't work. But this is different. So let's slide this. There it is. Now, I've already been using it for a little bit to make sure that this one is safe. So this isn't the first time I'm powering this on. I did use it for quite a bit to make sure that it was good and I had a good battery in it. But here it is, booting up Galaxy Note 7. This is a T-Mobile unit. So we'll set this aside. So you can see, let's focus on that. T-Mobile.
Alright, right now it's slow, so we'll see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully we'll some volume.
So this is the blue coral color, which I've always wanted. I always wanted this blue color because it is just so gorgeous. And it just looks so good. But this is an exception. This is a T-Mobile Note 7. As you see, we have always on display. And I'm going to log in. So again, this isn't new. I already set this up, as you can tell. I've been using this for the past 2 weeks in preparation for my Galaxy Note 7 review. But that review of which it's been a year. It's been a year, and I still haven't done that review yet. So I will definitely do so at some point soon. I even have it all themed up and nice. So yeah, this is the Galaxy Note 7. Let's go to settings, in fact, and I'll show you, as you can tell with the white battery indicator, this is the original Generation 1 Note 7. It's not the Fan Edition. If we go to General Management, we can see I added my own comment. Well, thank you for not telling me what it said and giving me anxiety and worrying about you saying something weird.
Recall.
Oh, just yeet. Okay, good. Nothing bad. Just yeet. Yeet is good. Yeet is fine. Okay. You worried me for a sec.
This is
See, mine's not even on the...
and 930T Android 6.0.1 July 1st, 2016 security patch. This has never received a software update, and I actually have a system in place that blocks.
Sorry for making you worry. Yeah, no worries. No worries about the worries.
That's because I have this thing called the battery monitor. I have this thing called the Alliance Shield X, which completely blocks software updates. So there's no way for an update to get through to my phone. Because as you guys know, there's an update sent out that makes it to where the battery can't charge. We'll go back down. So it's been perfectly fine. This battery in this phone is at 87% health since it was only used for about a month and then put away into storage for quite a while until recently whenever I bought it. That chip is the only blemish on the phone. Of course we have the S Pen.
And the video quality isn't as good on this because I filmed this back whenever I only had a Note 5. So I'm using the Note 5 to film the Note 7.
So, yeah, anyways, talk about them more later. A card, ignore that, for the 2016 Gear VR. USB adapter, I have two of them in there.
I do have the headphones now, but at the time I didn't.
And of course the fast charger. So,
But yeah, so that's pretty fancy. I used to have that vacuum. Bro, no joke, Google thinks the vacuum is a TV show. That doesn't surprise me. Music, but I can't play because I'll get copyright strikes. Anyways, yes, how is life? I ranted about all that for a little bit. I kind of feel bad about ranting about that, but it's like, eh. Someone said I want this. I can't even tell what it's under. Oh yeah, the iPhone 6s. I had to reply to your comment on Hugh Jeffrey's video. After I just complained about it, you do it again. So now I gotta go again and make sure you didn't say nothing stupid. I have a joke. Galaxy round. Ha ha. It was like how I saw your Dyson ad in a picture show. All vacuums are now picture show. Yeah. Building the ultimate CPU cooler. Linus Tech Tips. Anyways, I'm probably gonna stop the stream in about five or so minutes, around 9:30. So, anything you guys wanna chat about before I go? Dang, so I made $345 this month. That's crazy. The buffering symbol popped up right after you said my joke. Oh, It's got to load the joke because it's so awesome, I guess. Advertisements. Hmm. Hmm. I have a case on my S9 Plus. I can't wait for Hazbin Hotel episode 2. I've not seen that much Hazbin Hotel since the pilot episode. I haven't either. I watched the pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Because I had not heard of those shows, but I saw like the couple characters from them that everyone was like doing like fan art of, and I was like, who are these characters? I forgot the name of the girl from Hell of a Boss, but the girl who looks like a dog or something. I forgot her name, but it was like some weird name. And either way, I watched both of those shows, and I'm like, this is really cool. Why are like people not? And I don't even remember their names because I watched the pilot episode. It's like a month ago, and I haven't even watched any of it since. So I'm like, I don't even remember anything from the shows, even though I know I really like the shows. Also, everyone's saying to watch B Stars, I think they're called, or Best Stars, some sort of show on Netflix that everyone seems to like some sort of anime. And I just haven't been watching too much stuff other than I constantly just watch YouTube. I have Netflix. I'm still watching The Office. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. The following stream is sponsored by the newest Call of Duty, Call of Duty Ghosts. I got locked out of Netflix. Oh, that's not good. Did you know if you put your SIM card in a different phone and put it back in your phone, it will change the color of your contacts? I did not know that. Are you referring to one of the Edge phones, like the S6 Edge Plus? Although my Note 9 does that. I don't use the Edge. I don't use the People Edge. So, thinking I probably should. I completely forgot about the People Edge until you just now mentioned it. But yeah, so that's interesting. The colors are probably randomly assigned. Not on the Edge, the Samsung Edge phones. You can set custom colors. So when you swipe on the People Edge, you can set colors to different people. So that way they'll, whenever if you have the so that they do that so that way let me unlock my phone. They do it so that way if you swipe in from the Edge and you open up the Edge panels, there is a People Edge, which I don't even have set up. But if you have it set up, then whenever that person calls and you have the phone face down, since it has the curved screen, the edges will light up with that color. No, I'm talking about the contact list in the phone app. Oh, really? So that changes. Okay, never mind then. Apparently I was wrong. Because mine doesn't even have colors, although I use a dark mode, so it doesn't even do all that. Why does it say that's not my phone number? What? That's weird. It shows me in my phone, but it doesn't even show my phone number. Did my phone number change? Hold on. What? No. That's weird. Let's see. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next stream. I'm slowly turning into a Samsung fanboy. Yeah, it's entirely possible. Anyway, guys, I'm going to see you guys in the next stream and or video, whichever comes first. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you enjoy your weekend, in case I don't do anything tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good one. Peace.